I got a new tow rig for the channel. Stay tuned and I'll tell you why I got this vehicle. Let's go. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Matt. I got a new tow rig for the Chevy Cruze project, but the main reason I got this truck is because I wanted to be able to tow my project car back and forth to the track instead of driving it out there, risking breaking something at the track and having to hire a tow to get it back. So what I got is a 2024 Chevy Silverado TurboMax with the 2.7 liter. And one of the biggest reasons I decided to pull the trigger on getting a full-size pickup truck or just a new vehicle in general is because Chevrolet did release a $15,000 discount on these trucks. As I'm sure everyone is aware, for the past 3 or 4 years, they have really just been doing us wrong, let's put it that way, with the jacking up of the price, making vehicles not very affordable. So when they did come out with that $15,000 rebate, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to get a pickup truck because I needed something anyways, something newer. It was time. It's been 10 years since I got a new vehicle fresh off the lot. I got her back in May of this year, and I did go with the silver color with the black out trim, 20-inch wheels, with the running boards. I was considering white or black. I figured black would be too hot. Here in the Houston area, it does get really hot, triple digit. White just kind of looked too much like a work truck, even with the blackout package. However, I just really love this color. It looks really good. And I'm not going to bore you too much with the specs on this particular truck, but this vehicle can tow 9,500 pounds, which is more than enough for my use, what I'm trying to do, tow this little Chevy Cruze back and forth to the track. I do plan on doing some longer trips up to Ennis, Texas. I plan on doing a track day in which in December on the 14th, they're having a race out there at the quarter-mile track. I figured I might as well go out there, see what it does, and compete in a class where full interior cars, registered street tires, it'll be a lot of fun. And you're probably asking yourself,
why didn't you just go with the 5.3 liter?
There's plenty of things you can do to make a 5.0 liter faster, yada, 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 turbo, all that great stuff, which we do that kind of stuff on this channel. And I figured if I went with the 2.7 liter, and I'll get into the details of some of the cool things about this 2.7 liter, even though I said I wouldn't. Just some of the things that stuck out to me that I thought was really cool. But the thing's already turboed. I really don't plan on doing anything to this truck. Maybe cat skins down the line. Right now it just has a cloth interior. It's got navigation, Apple CarPlay. That's about all I really need. So everything is done that I want done to this engine. 4-cylinder, it gets great gas mileage. And some of the specs of the engine are, it's a 2.7 liter. It's got, I believe, a 4-inch stroke. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's got a forged crankshaft, beefy rods. Yeah, I get beefy enough to do the job. Forged pistons, and it does have a long stroke, a lot like a diesel engine. Forgot to add that to the video here. The way they worked this thing out or engineered it was they designed the engine around the turbo. Very cool. I'll toss a video up here. You can learn a little bit more about the engine, but they based the design around the turbo instead of the engine. It produces 300 foot-pounds of torque at 1,500 RPM. You heard that right. So its peak horsepower is 310 horsepower and 430 foot-pounds of torque. And from what I've seen, these trucks are actually faster than the 5.3 liter.
What are you doing in that 2.7?
Huh? As to the reliability, we shall see. I only have 12,000 miles on the thing. Only had 3 miles when I got it off the lot. So these engines have been in production for 3 or 4 years. They've really put these things to the test. They've been proven pretty reliable. Again, I'll put a card up here so that way you can check out some of the details about this engine and a breakdown of the engine just completely torn apart on display. I've already done some towing with the truck, and here's that video. Well, I got the Cruise behind me. I am towing the car for the first time. The truck is doing really well for a 2.7 liter engine. The boost comes on pretty soon. At about 1500 RPMs, we get that 300 foot-pounds of torque, and it really has no problem towing the car. I have it in tow mode. Really, the only difference I can tell is it seems like the transmission does kick down to its lowest gear. Occasionally when I'm parking the truck and I'm just kind of creeping up, I could feel it shift down to first. Now this is without a trailer when it does that, but I feel it even more so towing the vehicle and coming to a stoplight, it just kicking down into first. It's really the only difference I notice aside from the load on the suspension, and it's working really great. I'm going to see how much gas mileage we will get towing the vehicle. I've been getting about 23 to 24 miles per gallon. At the lowest, 22 if I'm just kind of letting the vehicle idle for long periods of time, just waiting, kids or on traffic, whatever the case may be. So this will be a good test because I am towing it from the north side of town where my office is all the way home. So let's see what kind of gas mileage we get. But let's see how she does towing the vehicle, and it will give me a better idea of my expenses when I do take the vehicle to a track, because all quarter-mile tracks are a good distance away from the Houston area. The closest one is in Ennis, Texas, and that's a good 4 to 5 hour trip. Well, I just dropped the Cruise off at the house and we got about 18 miles to the gallon. So this coming weekend, this Friday, which is tomorrow, you may be seeing this video the day of that I'm taking the Cruise to the track. I'm gonna go do a little test and tune session at HMP, Houston Motorsports Park. We're going to kind of put the Cruise through its paces, see if we can't break that record, at least on the 8th mile track, 8th mile time, see what it does, and prepare for this race I want to attend up in Ennis, Texas. Motorplex? I don't know, I forget. But anyhow, that will be in December. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thus far, I've been very happy with the truck. Again, I only have 12,000 miles on it. Well, it's quite a bit for only having a vehicle for 5 or 6 months. But let me know what you think down in the comments. In the next video, we have some awesome updates for the Cruise regarding upgrading the fuel system. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Peace out. Peace out.